As I'm sure you're all aware, the recent nerfs, the FAR and the Psychov mean that SMGs are now becoming the new meta, and so having the correct build and the correct class for all the new secondaries is imperative. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the best builds. So first of all, I'm going to be telling you the best SMGs, which in my opinion is the MAC-10 and the Bullfrog, basically the top two fastest time to kill SMGs at the moment. The LC-10 and the Farah are also very competitive, however, I don't think they're the best at the moment, maybe after a nerf. So I'm personally using the Bullfrog as it seems to have the fastest time to kill. So the attachments are as follows. You have your Grew Suppressor, mainly because of that bullet velocity and the damage range. You do need this as it's a Cold War gun and it does lack behind the Modern Warfare guns. For your barrel, you're going to want to have the 7.4-inch Task Force barrel. Task Force barrels seem to be the best thing at the moment, and this one just helps the bullet velocity and the damage range once again. Very important. Now next up is your ammo. I'm going to suggest you use the 85 round fast mag because a lot of people on YouTube are saying the 65 round is better, but in my opinion, having those extra 20 rounds and the fast mag really is good, and I have not felt an ADS nerf big enough that I suggest using a non-fast mag or even a smaller ammo capacity. Now to help the speed, because you do want a bit of speed, is going to be the Serpent Wrap. This is basically the best wrap for most Cold War guns at the moment. It is just very quick, not much more to it. And then of course your stock, you're going to want to use the KGB skeletal stock, because as it's in the name, it's skeletal, it's small, it's quick, it's going to help your strafe speed, it's going to help your speed in general. Make sure you give this one a go. Now is your MAC-10. The MAC-10 since its release date has been pretty solid and it's coming back into the meta again. I'm still going to suggest this over the LC-10 for now. However, if the Bullfrog and the Farah do have some balance changes, then I'd say the LC-10 and the Farah could be more viable. So the build is as follows. You have your Agency Suppressor, because if there's no Grew, then it's Agency, and if there's no Agency, it's the Grew Suppressor. They're basically the main two suppressors for all the Cold War guns at the moment. Then your barrel, you're going to want to use the 5.9-inch Task Force barrel. Once again, you want to have that extended damage range, that bullet velocity. These are the attachments for that. Then we're not going to go with a rear grip this time, and instead we're going to go for a foregrip because of its higher fire rate. So I want you to be pinpoint accurate, you know, tracking your targets great, no recoil at all. I'm going to suggest the Field Agent foregrip. That's basically the best foregrip in my opinion. It is very good stuff. Then for your ammo, you're going to want to use the 55 round Stalag drum, because the drum is a bit quicker. You still have all that ammunition, and the MAC-10's reload speed is pretty quick anyway, unlike some of the other guns, so you don't really need to worry about using a fast mag on this one. And now for your last attachment, you're going to want to put on the Raider stock. The Raider stock is just great. It helps with your speed, it helps with the strafe speed, it just helps with the speed in general. It's a great stock, and so I'd recommend using that with all the other attachments, and you're going to slap. Now it's your choice which SMG you use. Personally, I'm using the Bullfrog over the MAC-10 mainly because the MAC-10 only has a 53 round drum, whereas the Bullfrog has up to an 85 round fast mag and even a base 65, so you're already getting 10 plus rounds more ammo. Now the reason this is so good is because the MAC-10 burns through ammo very quickly, and so if you're not hitting your shots, the Bullfrog gives you a lot more leeway to hit more shots, and its time to kill is faster, and I do like having fast time to kill weapons. Now, you need to know what guns to pair this with, as it's a class setup. So you're going to want to pair this with two guns mainly, which is the Amax and the Cold War AK-47. Now, according to people like JGod and True Game Data, both of these guns are basically top tier, they are the meta. I would also agree, and you can tell just by using them that these guns absolutely beam. Now the Amax and the Cold War AK-47 do have quite significant recoil, and so if you're a beginner you might get quite frustrated with the recoil. However, trust me, if you just persevere, give it a week, and you're going to have it under your belt and you will beam. Now the Amax at the moment does have a slightly faster time to kill, however according to Raven's patch notes they are watching it very closely, so a nerf soon within the next week or two is probably going to happen to the Amax. So the Amax build is as follows. You're going to want to have your mono suppressor, because the monolithic suppressor is basically just the best for Modern Warfare guns. Then you're going to want to use the Zodiac barrel. That is basically just the best barrel. Then your Commando foregrip, because as is a high recoil gun. Then you're going to want to have your 45 round mag, and then last of all your VLK 3x optic with the T-pose reticle if you've got it unlocked. However, if you're like me and you do not have it unlocked, then the default reticle is just fine. I was mentioning the Cold War AK-47, and at the moment its time to kill is just shy of the Amax because of its slower fire rate. However, this thing does beam. I did actually get outgunned by it today. That's why I'm including it in this video, and it is just an overall great gun. So you're going to want to use the Grew Suppressor, because as I was saying, if you don't have an Agency Suppressor, the Grew Suppressor is the next best suppressor. For your barrel, you're you're going to want to use the 20-inch Liberator barrel. This is for the bullet velocity because, as I'm sure you're aware by now, the Modern Warfare guns have a significant advantage in the bullet velocity department, so catching up with your suppressors and your barrels is going to be really important when you're picking attachments. Then you're going to want to have the foregrip, of which is going to be the Spenaz grip. Now this is slightly weird because normally you'd have other ones, however this one is very good for your recoil and you are going to beam with it. Then you're going to want to have your 45 round mag, because that means you're competitive with the Amax. However, if you didn't like the Amax because of its short max mag size of 45, you can also use the 60 round mag, so you have 15 more rounds than the Amax does. And last of all, you're going to want to use the axial arms 3 times because this is the equivalent of a sniper scope in Modern Warfare, so you actually do have quite a range advantage compared to the VLK Optics 3X, which is quite lackluster compared to the axial arms 3 times. Although they both say 3 times, they are very different in zoom. So overall, these are the 2 best class setups. So you got your Amax and your Bullfrog or the Mac 10, either or, it's your choice. Then you have your Cold War AK-47 and your Bullfrog and the Mac 10. It's your choice, they're both great. They both have their pros and cons. The pros of the Amax being the faster time to kill at the moment, pros of the Cold War AK-47 being its higher zoom and its possible higher mag size if you'd like. So these are the best classes. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Leave a like if you've got this far and subscribe to the channel so you stay tuned for more videos like this. But that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.